Okay, everyone, I'm back. Hope you got some popcorn, some candy, and some soda. Or coffee if you're Wendy with an I from Happiness and Sweet Tea. Because we're going to continue on with part 3 of my Little Mermaid reading. Let's continue the story. Now, by morning, Audrey changed from a mermaid to a human being, and she was first spotted by 2 suspicious boys, who are Cecil and Audrey was spotted by 2 suspicious boys named Cecil and AJ, the latter based off AJ Styles from Impact Wrestling, who talk in New Yorker and surfer accents respectively. Whoa, dude. Major bummer. AJ, it's best not to talk about your problems. There's a girl near the center of the Dallas beach. We better call for help. Yeah, totally righteous, dude. So the birds basically went to Hideo and Takeshi to help get Audrey off the beach and into some really fine clothing. And of course, Audrey was now wearing some of the latest fashion trends, mostly from Chanel. And of course, the latest clothing from the Olsen twins and the Kardashians. Well, mostly from Kim and Kourtney. And Hideo had no idea who she was or what her name was. But she basically wrote down her name on a tiny little piece of paper, and she handed it to Hideo and Takeshi. So, your name is Audrey, am I right? Oh yeah, Audrey. Named after the beautiful Audrey Hepburn. And what Hideo didn't realize, that Audrey was really good at playing with the harp. So he basically did the same thing, but he brought out his wicked bongos. And Takeshi brought out his cello. And the female nurse named Vicky brought her xylophone. And they had a wicked jazz session. Because they were playing some really swinging jazz music. So, Princess Audrey and Prince Hideo really started to fall in love with each other. So he decided to take her out on a date for a good amount of time. On Sunday, he took her to the Alamo Drafthouse in Austin, where they were having an Audrey Hepburn double feature, which were Breakfast at Tiffany's from 1961 and Lerner and Lowe's My Fair Lady from 1964. And they were having a really good time, eating some popcorn, some Sour Patch Kids, and a huge amount of Surge soda. You know, Coca-Cola's version of Pepsi's Mountain Dew. And a lot of Dr. Pepper. Then on Monday, Hideo took Audrey to an all-you-can-eat Chinese buffet, where she basically gorged herself on General Tso's chicken, sesame chicken, honey chicken, orange chicken, sweet and sour chicken, mugu gai pan, fried shrimp, sweet and sour pork, chop suey, a lot of nigiri sushi from Japan, among various others. And Audrey actually knew how to use the chopsticks really professionally. Kind of like what Hideo was doing like 3 days earlier, before he even met her. Then on Tuesday, Audrey and Hideo went to see an opera. And the opera that was playing at the opera house was Pagliacci by Leoncavallo. And of course, Maria Callas and Mario Lanza were actually performing there. On Wednesday morning, Audrey and Hideo went to Six Flags, and they rode on so many fantastic rides and ate all the wonderful theme park food that the park was offering. In fact, they even got to meet Bugs Bunny and Wile E. Coyote, two of my two favorite Looney Tunes characters. Yep, Bugs Bunny and Wile E. Coyote. And then on Thursday night, they went to an arcade place. And Prince Hideo and Princess Audrey were having a grand old time playing a lot of arcade games, like Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter 2, as in Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, with Akuma, Killer Instinct, Dance Dance Revolution, Guitar Hero, Pac-Man, the Gradius series, among various others. So, Princess Audrey won herself a PlayStation 4, and Prince Hideo won himself a giant Tenderheart bear from Care Bears, and a giant Leonardo from Ninja Turtles. Then, I believe around late Thursday, early Friday, Audrey and Hideo went to a wrestling pay-per-view. And this particular pay-per-view is known as Survivor Series. And one of the events that was occurring that day, was between Stone Cold Steve Austin from the Attitude Era WWE versus Terry Funk from ECW, Extreme Championship Wrestling. Then after the wrestling match, they went over to Hardy's and got the Husky Jr. Yep, the Husky Jr. Then around Saturday, they attended a live taping of the Grand Ole Opry, where a lot of famous country singers were performing, like Deanna Carter, the Dixie Chicks, Patsy Cline, Tennessee Ernie Ford, Alan Jackson, George Strait, George Jones, among various others. But then by Sunday, around the late morning, early noon hours, the Sea Witch Cassandra was basically spying on them through her security cameras, because she had an eye on them everywhere, while Audrey and Hideo were having lunch at a Swedish Brazilian place, where it was basically a smorgasbord with a foco de chão, which is filled with Swedish baked goods and Brazilian steak. So Cassandra started Operation Imposter was ready to go. So she basically disguised herself as Princess Ingrid to try and get Audrey away from Hideo. But around the same time, Audrey and Hideo were actually spotted by ninja wolves. Huh? Wolves working for the Foot Clan, operated by Shredder and Krang. Audrey, stay back! This is my job, and I have to do it. I have to take these wolves out of commission. So, Hideo was basically using Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball type attacks. He even used a lot of Bruce Lee's martial arts, like the Jeet Kune Do. And he also used a lot of Taekwondo from South Korea, Karate from Japan, and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu from, Brazil. And that basically scared off the ninja wolves. Okay, this should be the end of part 3 for my Little Mermaid reading. Stay tuned for part 4 as I finish the story. And I'll be right back after these messages, so stay tuned. And don't touch that dial.